Hey guys, it's Russell back, and on today's video I'm going to be testing and reviewing Mastersons Car Care All-Purpose Super Cleaner. This is a product from Mastersons that I've never used before and have wanted to try this for some time. I just kind of got an opportunity to go out and shoot a video because the weather started clearing up. It's been so bipolar here the last, well, all summer, and we're starting to get into fall now as I'm shooting this on Friday the 13th, October, Friday the 13th. So we're going to be looking at this in several different applications. I'm going to be doing some carpeted floor mats. I'll be doing some hard plastic or rubber floor mats, and then we'll move to the interior of the vehicle and try this application on several different places where you probably would want to try this. Now, the dilution ratio is dependent on what you're doing. They have the heavy, if you have heavy duty, maybe even as a degreaser, they want you to dilute it 5:1. They have the exterior, which is 10:1, and then the interior, which is 15:1. So this bottle is a 16 fluid ounce bottle, so this will make a lot of concentrate. This is an enzymatic formula, and the thing that I like about it is, especially for if you have light tan upholstery or carpet, is that it's completely clear. And I've not opened the bottle yet, but I am told that it is pretty much odorless. So I'm going to show you what we've got to clean and tell you what the dilution ratio that I'm going to use, and we'll see what kind of job the Mastersons All-Purpose Super Cleaner can do. All right, the very first thing that we're going to do is we're going to test the Mastersons at a 10:1 dilution ratio, and we're going to be doing a little bit of exterior cleaning, and we're going to be taking the front bumper area of the Jetta TDI, and I like this car right here because it's white, and you'll be able to see exactly what the Mastersons can do. There are just innumerable amount of bug guts on here. There is a heavy build-up of road and traffic film that's on here, and it's disgusting. I purposely have not washed this car. I know that's a horror, so that I could give this a really good test. So first of all, I'm using the Rubbermaid professional spray bottle here. I absolutely love these. I have tons of these. These are really good. I'm going to put a link for everything that I'm using today in the description box below on Amazon. I've got a really high quality microfiber cloth right here, and as I said before, a 10:1 dilution ratio. So it's very simple. Let me get this primed, and I'm just going to spray this front area right here, just like that. And we'll take the perfectly clean microfiber and just see what we can get off here. Now there's a bunch of rock chips on here, so don't look at those, but if you can see the nasty, disgusting grime that it got off. Okay, this is the driver's side of the door, and I've got a lot of garbage on here. There's actually some tar for some road construction that happened. So I'm going to take, this was our other side that we used earlier on the bumper, and I'm going to take a brand new, here, let's get this even. Brand new fresh side. Nice clean, and I'm just going to spray this area right here. And I'm too lazy to let it sit there and dwell for very long, but you can see how much of the garbage it got off. It's disgusting. So I'm going to go ahead and spray this again. Now again, this is an extreme case, so I'm going to flip this over to a fresh clean side and do this again. And again, it just easily took the grime off. Now there's some rock chips here, and some places where the tar is really thick. I'm just gonna let that kind of sit there just for a minute. And I'm going to use this portion right here that's dry and see if, yeah. Normally, I would have had to use bug and tar remover on both of these areas. I mean, it's pulling, I'm having to put a little bit of elbow grease in there, but everything else is just a few little scratches. But again, it got everything off. So by using this, I didn't have to go to an extreme solvent, which I really don't like to do and use on paints. But let's really sit here and see if we can get a super extreme, which I don't even think this product is even remotely designed for. But I have a disgustingly dirty hubcap, and again, this is not the application that I would really use for this product, but I just want to see what it'll do. So I'm going to just do half of this, if I can just keep the spray. Yeah, I mean, this stuff is, as you can see, most of it's just rubbing off, but it's just, you know, this is not billed as a wheel cleaner, but look at that. That's absolutely disgusting. No, I'm not going to use this microfiber on my paint again. This is basically for stuff like this, door jams and stuff. And then if you want to just give it a second, a little bit of a second going over. So I would say that at the 10-to-1 dilution ratio, that I wouldn't even need to do a 5-to-1, maybe if I was doing some engine degreasing. But this is phenomenal. I'm very impressed. Okay, so what I'm going to do next is we're going to move to the inside of the vehicle, and I'm going to make a dilution ratio of 15-to-1 of the Mastersons, and we'll look and see what it does on floor mats, carpet, and some interior pieces. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is we're going to do some interior testing, what you may typically run across. I'm going to clean a piece of carpet. This happens to be a mat out of a Durango, and I'm going to clean the Hexa mat, which is a heavy rubberized floor mat out of the Jetta. I want you to note that this floor mat I don't think has ever been cleaned. It may have been vacuumed in its life, but it's got a lot of oil and grease. It's got tar embedded in it. This, of course, is my mat, and it's got a bunch of just scum from the bottom of your shoe from getting in and out of the car when it's raining and stuff like that. Not as abused as this, but this is really the bigger test. And of course, what works here will also work for the regular carpet in your vehicle. So I'm going to go ahead and we'll do the carpeted mat first. I'm going to use it at a 15-to-1 dilution ratio. I'm also going to use something a little different than we used for the exterior portion of the video. Alright, so I went ahead and vacuumed both floor mats. We're going to do the carpeted one first. I've got a stiff bristle brush, which I'll also have in the link to Amazon. I've got a clean microfiber towel, and I've got the same kind of Rubbermaid bottle I used, but this has a 15-to-1 dilution ratio. So we will do this half right here first. So I'm just going to pre-treat the area. You can be liberal with this. Please note this area right here is very matted down with, it looks like almost like an oil substance. You're going to have tar on here, you're going to have grease and oil from the road, you're going to have whatever else the bottom of your shoe picks up. Now if you notice, since this is an enzymatic cleaner, it is starting to bubble or foam just a little bit, and I'm just going to take this brush and just rub it back and forth like this in both directions. Okay, once I do that, I'm going to go ahead and spray this again. I'm going to really hit this area right here. And don't, if you've got areas that are, you see, have more soil or stains on them, then by all means, hit it again. Seems like on these mats, the edges really get dirty. Okay, so I've done that twice, so let's see. Let's take a clean side of the microfiber and pull the dirt off. Okay, that's what's coming out of the carpet. That is absolutely disgusting. Now, one thing that you can do on floor mats that you can't do with the carpet that's inside the car is that, and what I'm going to do is just flood this with water after we're done and let this sit out in the sun. You can do that on some cars. I don't recommend it. But you notice I'm not using an extractor. You could use this as a pre-treat to an extractor. You probably could even use this solution in an extractor if you had one. I don't have one and don't really feel the need to invest that kind of money. A good brush, a good microfiber towel, some elbow grease, and the proper chemicals will clean this up. So I'm going to switch to another clean side and I'm just pulling some of the dirt and grime and look at that. It's absolutely disgusting. So, you can go over this more if you wanted, but I want to pull back here and let you see the stark distinction here between the uncleaned area and the cleaned. So basically a lot of people would have, well, they probably would have thrown these mats away. You don't need to do that. I'm going to go ahead and clean the rest of the mat and come back and show you what it looks like. Alright, so next we're going to clean our rubberized floor mat. It's a little easier than cleaning a carpeted mat. I'm going to use the same brush I used. I've got our Mastersons all-purpose cleaner here mixed at 15:1 again, and I'm just liberally going to spray down the entire mat. And just go over it with the brush. You can rinse this off with water if it's really bad, if you have maybe chunks of mud or debris in there. This mat is a little harder to clean than most because it's got the hexagonal spaces in between, but this brush does a fine job. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and rinse this off. We'll come right back and show you both mats after they're done. You know, sometimes I feel like I live next door to a kennel. I apologize for the ridiculous dogs over there. But anyway, one of the dirtiest places in your car that gets neglected the most is the steering wheel. Part of the reason is people do everything in the car. They eat, they touch their hair, they touch their face, you get body oils, and you get dirt and everything on your hand, and then it goes on the steering wheel and you're constantly grinding it in. So I'm going to take another clean microfiber, and I'm just going to spray the solution 15:1 directly onto the microfiber. And then we're just rub the steering wheel like that, and look what already came off. This is disgusting. Now this works on leather, it works on plastic, it works on older, if you've got an older car that's got the bakelite or plastic center with the plastic over the metal ring like they used to have in the 60s, of course this will clean that also. But just as I am doing here, just take the microfiber cloth and just liberally put the solution on there, and that's disgusting. That's what was on there. And to boot, I had a steering wheel cover on here for years and years and years. So I'm going to work my way all the way around. I'm going to not forget the spokes inside the spokes here. And you'll be amazed, the steering wheel a lot of times looks clean, but it's not. Let me get the airbag area. Any place where you constantly are resting your hands a lot are going to be the dirtiest, whether it's like this, whether it's here. That will be determined by where you place your hands, but as a general rule, you're going to get a lot of grime. Okay, off here, and that's what we got. That came off this steering wheel. All right, another area that gets really, really dirty is the door panel, especially where you're constantly putting your hand, you're setting your arm here. Now this really isn't dirty because I had cleaned this, you know, previously, and I try to keep this pretty clean in here, but we're going to go ahead and go over this anyway. Got a fresh side on my microfiber. I'm going to do the same thing, liberally apply this, and I'm just going to go over the entire panel. So this works well on the hard plastics. You'll oftentimes, if you want to, you can take a soft bristled brush and you'll have some buildup, especially in the texture part. Okay, another area where you'll get a lot of grime is the door handle, where you're constantly grabbing the handle. And also on the buttons inside the door grab. Yeah, and I'm getting some dirt out. You know, the panel looked nice and clean, but yeah, clearly there's some grime left behind. Okay, and you can also use it on this portion right here. I'm not going to because it doesn't need it, but you can. I would just spray the Mastersons very gently on here like this, and then just take the microfiber cloth and just kind of rub it like that, kind of like we did on the mat, except we're not using the brush. You can use, if you have a very soft bristled upholstery brush. Well, see, it actually got some dirt there. It doesn't look dirty just because of the color and the texture. But you can use this on your seats, your upholstery. You can use it anywhere inside the interior. I probably wouldn't use it on the clear plastic dash cluster. I wouldn't use anything on there except water, just because I've seen them discolor, and I'm not sure if that would hurt that or not. I don't think it would, but anyway, you know, even down here when you've got some carpet, do the same thing. In fact, I've got a little scuff right there, I think. So I'm going to take this and, well, it's actually, I don't know if you guys can see this, but that came off of my shoe quite a while ago. And yeah, it's coming off completely. And then just go over with the dry side of your microfiber and just get any residue that's on there off. And wow, okay, that worked very, very well. So pretty much anywhere inside the interior you can use this. You can use this to clean tires if you wanted. I would probably use it a little stronger strength, maybe 5-to-1, as we haven't had an opportunity to do that. But door jambs, anywhere where there's accumulation of grease and road film. But this stuff is real. I'm very impressed, guys. I oftentimes come into looking at a product with expectations or maybe no expectations, and you know, I haven't been very happy with all-purpose cleaners before because they're just too weak. They're too weak. But you know, gosh, it took this off here that's been on here for years, and it's only at 15-to-1. So I would probably say anything in the interior, go ahead and try it at 15-to-1 as it says on the bottle. I don't think you would need to do it much stronger. I don't think it would hurt, but I would certainly give that a try. So I am very, very pleased with how the Mastersons Super Cleaner is working. So to wrap up this video, I'm going to bring the floor mats back and we're going to see what they look like now. All right, so I wanted to give a quick shot of the mats after they have been cleaned. Well, this one's dry over here, this one's still a little damp, but I want you to see the stark contrast, and I'll put a before and after. But wow, this is really 90% better. This thing was so bad it should have been thrown away, but as you can see now it's very presentable, and I'm really very impressed with the Mastersons all-purpose super cleaner. So guys, I hope this video was helpful. Please subscribe if you haven't done so. If you would like to donate to the fund to help purchase products for review, that would be much appreciated. And I will talk to you guys in the next video.